All right. Good morning. Let me get this and we'll do that. Okay, this should be good. Sweet. How we doing today? Get that posted. Respond to this. All right. Sweet. We will take a look. Philip, good morning, man. How are you? Hope all is well, my man. Get all these down here again. Kevin, what's up, man? How are you? Noah, good morning. Matthew, what's up? Hope all is well with you too, man. Morning, Dawson. Good to see you. All the regulars come in already. We'll see who else joins. All the regulars showing up, though. Why did I get... Okay. Sweet. So, SPY obviously pushed back down yesterday. Could maybe consider this demand. Not a huge fan of that. Man, I didn't realize it dropped almost $3. Albert, good morning, man. How you doing? Qs. And we'll have demand here. Not sure if that's something we'd want to play off of. Maybe if we get a high. If we get a high bounce from demand, break that high, I wouldn't mind that. That's a maybe. It's a big maybe. Ross, haven't seen you here before. Good morning, man. Walter, what's up? Doing good, Albert? That's good to hear. Always good to hear. All right. PLTR, probably not going to have much at all. If we were bouncing off demand here, that would have been really good. But we obviously won't be. It would be hard for TLM no matter where we opened. Like, I feel like there should be good structure there to trade, but it's just missing a couple key things. Matt, good morning, man. How you doing? Chris Little, good morning. Ross says, yeah, first time. See, I know who's here and who's not. Sniped out a first time live trader. Well, welcome in, Ross. I guess Apple, maybe we could look for. What does this look on low time frames? I mean, if we draw demand on the 2 hour, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but if we do draw it there, then we go down all the way to 2 minute. Could look for a break of that high. My only worry here is this. I don't know. I'm gonna keep an eye on that. Morning, Ernie. How you doing, man? Good to hear, Ross. Good to hear. Happy to have you. Adam, good morning. Chris says little demand in the 61.8 retracement. On Apple? Is that what you're talking about? Goog just went. Little demand in 61.8. You're talking about like demand over here? For kind of like a swing? That'd be interesting. I wasn't really looking at that, but. Morning, Alex. How are you, man? Good to see you. Goog. Looks like it's going to open right in supply. We went a little below demand here. Obviously, on like the 4 hour, we stay within it, but I mean, I guess if you wanted to, you could look for shorts if we stay within the supply, but I'm not. I'm actually curious. Why do I have a retracement there? What's our high here? 185.40. I was gonna see if this was bouncing off anything, but it doesn't seem like it is. And it might be like really high time frame. No, not even that. So I was gonna say if we were at supply, that'd actually be a pretty decent short. But doesn't look like we are. Marjorie, good morning. How you doing? IWM broke demands. Man, IWM had a horrible day yesterday. Opened at 224, closed at 218. Man, almost nearing the little bit of scary hours for IWM if we break lows. I never undrew my Amazon. Amazon could be good for TLM today. Actually, I mean we'll have a little supply or demand here as well. Yeah, I like that. Looks good. Nvidia could look good as well. We don't want to open too high. Something like that could be good though. I wish we had demand right here. That would have been so nice. Depending on where that opens, I might look at it for TLM, but I got to see where it opens. Microsoft's right at demand. That's always fun. We love Microsoft. Always bullish. Permable. Don't really have a high to break. I mean, maybe this, but no real good high. If we're bouncing off, that would just feel weird. Yeah, let's just look for a reaction off that demand. Oh, Meta moved down a lot yesterday too. This might not be too trendy for TLM to the upside, actually. Meta's been almost in kind of a balance recently. John's probably looking at a balance trade. I could be convinced. AMD, I could also be convinced. Man, interesting day yesterday. A lot of things kind of fell out of the sky, and a lot of things kind of stayed pretty choppy all day. Hood did break lows here, which is interesting to say the least. Got demand way down there. Again, if we wanted to look for TLM, would have a good target. We would need to make a new low for a stop. That might be a tricky one. That might be a tricky one for TLM. But I'll put it up here. We'll see. It's pretty rare we get big TLM day these days, so try and take advantage of it. Ooh, coin. As much as I would love to trade coin TLM, coin shorts off of this. We'll have to see what we do in the morning, because we do have a lot of room where that retracement is. So we could see if it makes its way down here and then look to get in. But then again, TLM to the long side is a little bit tempting, especially if we... I think what we want to do is we want to hold this. If we hold that, push down further, I think I would like that. I'm gonna put that there. It's the only thing I would like for shorts in a while, actually. TSM, no real good demands, no real good supply. Could also be tempted by, ooh, actually, little demand bounce, break your highs there, look for the retrace at open. That's tempting. That's very tempting. That's where our 50 is. What could we use as... Is this all-time highs? I think it is. Don't love that. Really don't love that. But that could be something we could get into pretty quick this morning. Oracle's up to 236. Probably nothing. Yeah, with the gap up there, not really anything. MU is going to be opening inside demand. We'll see if that holds. Definitely could. I might just throw that in secondary because I don't think that's going to hold very well. AVGO, we will have demand here. Small demand, but we'll have it. So we could look for a bounce off that. It also could align with TLM for a nice little push up. Do I want to... I'm going to watch this for TLM, but that might end up being more of a supply and demand trade. I was looking at something really long-term for HIMS and then ended up drawing it on the wrong charts. But for today, not much. A little too trendy for TLM for me. SoFi could be good for TLM for some of the smaller accounts. I just won't do it because it's way too many contracts. Shop, not going to have demand for a while. Although, no, it's not very clean. Just say the break here, we're kind of at that retrace level. It definitely looks more bullish with the structure. Not a great break though, but I guess if you're looking for this high to break, would be better. Not sure I love that. Visa would be good for TLM, but we have a supply in the way. So I don't love that. Uber, I guess was pretty choppy the rest of the day outside of that first 15 minutes. So again, could be a good TLM contender. No really good supply in the way. Definitely could look up. Wouldn't hate that for TLM. We are at demand as well, so you figure we're probably going to react at least a little bit. We can keep an eye on it. It's not my favorite one. BA still moving up, which is good. Looks like we might have a little bit of demand here. Although I guess we could look for a high break there. Just don't love, I guess, the 1 hour maybe. So it kind of broke below this on the 30. It's definitely a big move there. I mean, yeah, it might go up. I just am not a huge fan of that. Again, unless you're playing the 1 hour, but this would feel a little bit strange to me. I'd probably want to wait for that high to break instead of this one. Yeah, I'll probably pass on that. AVG already bouncing off demand. Demanding yesterday's open. Yeah, I mean, you could look for that too, right? If you have this is your demand, you consider this your break of structure and then get in on that retrace there. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely an option. I just don't know if this is going to hold based on where we're opening. But yeah, I mean, either way, I think would be good because then you could kind of ride that up to yesterday's high, get really good risk reward. So yeah, where exactly is that retrace? I nailed it. Yeah, I mean, something like that for sure could work, for sure. Microsoft, I already got it on the watch list. So yes. Roblox. Good potential for TLM as well. Really good. A lot of TLM plays. Mara gapped up a good amount. Didn't quite hit demand there. Would have been solid if we did, but we did not. All right, let's get the watch list out. Perfect. And then before I forget, I believe we have news today. Fed speech at 10, medium importance. Then a few little things at 10:30. So it shouldn't affect the market a ton, but we still want to be cautious with it. Looks like Amazon is going to open pretty close to that demand level. NVIDIA, I think NVIDIA is going to open a little too high for my liking. Actually, the more I look at Meta, the more I look at Meta, got something like that, a break of the low. Look for the retrace. Yeah, maybe not. Bouncing off of this as well. Maybe I like meta shorts actually. I think I'm talking myself into meta shorts instead of TLM. I think I am. No, earnings have a huge effect on the market, but earnings will usually happen after hours, so won't really affect. I mean, sometimes it'll affect that day. It might be a little more choppy waiting for earnings, but AMD still looks good. Hood's kind of like iffy. I don't know if I like it. See what AVGO does. That'll either be a TLM or supply or demand play. Roblox still looks good. TSM I still think looks good at open. See if coin holds that low. Or TSM, sorry, if it holds that low. Microsoft will have, or Meta, sorry. I'll demand there. Wouldn't be great risk reward. Wouldn't be bad though. Let's look at like meta shorts as well. Yeah. The more I looked at it, the more I realized it looks good for that. What a first candle for TSM, man. All right. Good recovery for TSM there. Little first candle worries you a little bit, but it's a good rejection. See what these look like. I want to see it hold this level for a minute. What would I need here? Well, their spreads are pretty awful as well. What's Meta doing? Ooh, Meta didn't hit that 50. That's unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. I mean, I guess we could still look for a retrace up to this area. Wow. Everything just fall out of the sky? Yep, there goes AVGO. And that is why you don't buy right at open. Gotta stay hesitant with those moves right at open. Nothing here we're bouncing off of. A little unfortunate. See if TSM holds that low. See if we can start pushing up. So it looks like we might. Okay, well, this thing is moving insane. It's 4 to 54, yeah. Man, this thing is all over the place. Which I am not a huge fan of. Coin kept pushing up. That does not look like it's going to hold. Amazon, I don't even know what we could look for anymore. So that might just be done. NVIDIA, I'll take a look at that. AMD, I don't like that move a ton. Yeah, TSM not quite holding there. Microsoft as well. Still have demand down here we could look for. Move off of that, but see if Meta works its way back up. Tracement area. Now coin breaks above. Is coin... I mean, maybe coin off 2 hour here. Break those highs like for a retrace back down. Could be good. Q's dropping. Apple's moving up. Apple is going to be right at supply though. MU fell a ton. Hood went up. Very good move up for Hood. So TSM does not hold that low. Figured it wouldn't. Doesn't really look like Apple's going to retrace for us. Earnings really do affect swing trades. Yeah. Amazon crash. Yeah, it looks like everything's crashing. What do meta shorts look good? I know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying as well. But we just missed that retracement level at open, which is a little bit unfortunate. I guess you could even play off this supply if you wanted to. I don't know. I think I'd rather wait for the bigger retracement here instead of looking for something like that. That would feel a little strange to me. And I really wish NVIDIA had demand right there. I'd really like it for short, or for long, sorry, but just don't quite have that. AMD never popped out, so it's not going to do anything for us. Just double check, but I don't think there's anything on Roblox. No. So take that off. I mean, 45 kind of changes how you look at this. So we could just keep an eye out for a break of that high. Look for a retrace off of that. Meta's just, man, just not stopping. Apple didn't quite hit supply on the looks of it. Maybe just barely touched it. More than likely, it's good structure to the downside. Hood, I think I said it wasn't bouncing off anything, so we'll take that off. this thing with watch list, even at the beginning, it seems like you got a lot of stuff. More often than not, a lot of that stuff's going to end up coming off your watch list pretty quickly. Yeah, AVGO does not look like it wants to hold that demand. Uber with a good move. It's actually a good move. It held that low pretty well. Could look at something like that. If we get back down to this area. It's not a big move, so that would probably be a good amount of contracts. I don't trade Uber often, but I don't think their spreads are great. Actually, they're not horrible, but they are not horrible. Yeah, it's a lot of contracts. Yeah. That's a ton. But could be good. We'll see what Uber does. See if we hold this 50, or if we start pushing down more. Nvidia looks pretty weak to the downside, to be honest. Let's see what that does. Oh yeah, Uber. That's not a good move there. I think we'll be more patient on that than anything. Yeah, market's not looking too strong right now. Apple's actually staying up here. It's a bit surprising. Nvidia. I think if Nvidia breaks daily high, it could actually look pretty decent for longs. But you need some sort of structure to the upside. AMD starts falling. No supply there, which is why it looked good for TLM. But I don't like how high we got here. See if we move back in, but I don't love that. AVGO looks like it's going to continue that push down. I mean, we do have some supply there, but we need quite a sizable retrace. Yeah, MU does have demand, I believe, somewhere else down here, right? Yeah, it's still ways away though, but I don't know if we'll get down there today. And obviously anything's possible, but I would find that hard to believe we'd get all the way down there. AMD, if AMD can get some consolidation inside of TLM levels here, wouldn't be my least favorite thing. Whoops. See what Uber does. If it can hold this bottom level, could be good on the move back up. It doesn't look like it's gonna. I don't know. I'm not confident that it's gonna hold that. Seems like the market's pretty weak right now. Just not liking anything I've seen. Yeah, I kind of agree with that sentiment. To be honest, kind of agree. Yeah, that'll be. I think Uber is one of those ones that probably wait to see if we get back up to this retracement level. And if we don't, we don't. Doesn't look like we're going to. That's the only thing right now for me that I'm kind of keeping an eye on. Yeah, Starbucks always looks great, doesn't it? I mean, TSM break of this high could be decent. That could be something. Microsoft. I mean, maybe Microsoft has something in here with a break of a high, but I don't know. I wouldn't feel confident in that. See what Meta does. Well, so much for MU not getting there. Looks like it's actually going to. What'd Uber do? Yeah, Uber kept pushing. So probably nothing. Probably nothing on Uber. Yeah, I mean, unless you want to consider that supply, but it's not a very clean one. So move that off. I think if AMD can hold this low, get a solid close in here, still do think it could be good. I just don't like the weakness that the market's showing right now. I would like to know if TSM breaks that high. Microsoft getting a relatively good reaction as well. Yeah, Microsoft could be good. Yeah, AMD not great. TSM a good push up. Microsoft, we definitely want to see a close above that high before anything. You have a pretty solid target, but it's not a lot to go off. It's the only thing that sucks. What's Meta doing? Meta might be working its way back up. Yeah. Maybe not. Yeah, Microsoft definitely needs a candle close above that before I'd even think about it. NVIDIA shorts for TLM could also be good. Something like that. Pretty solid target as well. Might just end up missing that one. That's a pretty good push down. Yeah, Q's breaks through demand. It's not a great sign if you're thinking longs. TSM looks like it's going to fail to make a new high. Microsoft didn't really get a good break. What does that look like? Jeez. Yeah, video would have been good, I think. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. It's just always hard with these stocks that are so bullish. It's always hard to convince yourself to go short on them. But I guess with the market moving down the way it has been this morning, probably would have been smart. Meta just gives you absolutely no retrace here. Not a single retrace. Apple with a good reaction off supply. Looking to break daily low. Yeah, video would have been good. It's a little bit unfortunate. We will move down into demand here. Would have been the target as well. Apple shorts too? Yeah, I think so. Choppy price action, I know. No, I'm on Zach's profile. Nope, two different people. Two different people. Wondering if there's a setup on soybean meal futures. I have just never in my life looked at soybean meal futures. Not that I see. Yeah, video would have banged, man. That'd have been so good. Microsoft does establish a little bit of a better high for us to break. TSM, we can look for that now. I think Apple shorts even too. Like Apple shorts here. right off supply. Something like that could be good. I think TSM just broke the high. Dead. In TSM, you really wouldn't even need a retrace if you didn't want it. You could just do something like that. Or you look at Apple shorts. Which, with the way the market's going, probably your best bet is the Apple shorts, to be honest. See what that looks like. Curious what it does at this retrace level, though. I don't want to get caught in a rip if that's what's coming. It looks like that might be what's coming. Yeah, let's try to be patient here. Try to be patient. NVIDIA's at demand? It is. It is indeed. Microsoft long by accident. Quickly buy Apple shorts. Yeah, I'm trying to be patient with these. I just want to see what the market's going to do here. It was bunk lately, but we did hit demand at close yesterday. Bounce at open. Yeah, the only thing I don't like is we bounce from supply. So I can see what you're saying, because like obviously that'd be clean, but we didn't really break any like sort of significant high at all, and where we had a good rejection of supply. So Apple's kind of like between a rock and a hard place. SPY's a whole sitting right now. I say 11 days, so we might stop the fall here. Yeah, definitely could. I don't know. I feel like the market right now looked like it wanted to go down, and now we're trying to kind of pick a direction, and it doesn't really seem like we've quite picked that direction yet. So I'm gonna try to be patient. Wait to see where we go. My dog is going insane, so if you guys can hear the whining, I apologize. Hey, we're not barking. No way. No shot, kid. I think he's mad I didn't take him on his morning walk yet. Unfortunate, man. I mean, bounce at demand. Yeah, it's probably hit it on a little bit of a higher time frame. Yeah, it's always hard when we get those big falls like that. Just because you don't really get that. You don't really get that break. What's the dog's name? His name's Sonam. Sonam. He's a good dog, but he gets a little mad if I don't take him on his 8 a.m. walk. So far to go until we break any high that's meaningful. Yeah. And that's just, sometimes that's part of it, right? Like we might get a good reaction off demand, but if you don't break any sort of high that shifts that trend for you, it's hard to find a place to get in. That's the problem with stuff like that. Apple might just keep going. Which, to be honest, it would be really surprising to me if Apple breaks the daily high. It would. But it might. I'd obviously never trade this just because of supply at the top that we hit. Like, if you take that supply out, then yeah, like longs looked really good. But yeah, it does. Wow. I mean, fair enough, Apple, but I did not see that coming. AMD's yet to pick a direction. NVIDIA, if we can get above 170.7, pull back. 170.7. Yeah, above the high. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you definitely want to target some supply because obviously TLM wise it's already rotated, so definitely wouldn't be a TLM trade. But yeah, if we break that high, I would like longs. I honestly, I still think AMD looks good for longs the way it's holding this low, but there's just no like clear structure there, and that's always what really throws me off. And not like throws me off of like I don't know what to do. It just throws me off of like entering just because I'd rather just wait for something to show up that has cleaner structure. Like AMD might work out, like it might end up going to the other side of our zone, but it just doesn't seem very worth it for me. Again, NVIDIA is one of those things too where like you don't really have to wait for the retrace if you don't want to. Like you might get it, but you really don't have to. So and for the record, I still do think TSM longs are a good trade. Will I take it? It's debatable, but I do still think it's a good trade. It is moving more into a supply and demand. I mean, AMD now, like if we can get a close above this high, still like it for longs. But I do think NVIDIA, just with its overall bullishness and bouncing off demand, I think that's a play that I'd be more in for. We just have to get our risk in check and see what that's looking like. Looking at something like that, maybe. Yeah, so TSM might go. Obviously, you never get the retrace, but you don't really need it, so it would be good. I think, honestly, even meta longs at this point, or meta shorts, would still be good. Still does look good for shorts. And again, you could still look for a retrace on TSM if you wanted to, right? So you had a couple options with that. TSM's going though. Who's stock's been looking as our KLB. Some has a gap up. Demand waiting for break structure and retrace. Yeah. Sounds good to me. So where would that retrace level be? Around here. I mean, TSM's really the only thing that's given us that break to the upside, in all honesty. Apple, nothing. I think Apple, obviously I said Apple, nothing, but I think if Apple breaks some high, oh, we do have supply up here though. And Apple has so much supply in the way. Maybe not. MD didn't quite break that. AVGO, it just didn't quite context or demand there. Again, no real high to break. NVIDIA might push down. TSM's coming back down. Yeah, I don't know. Longs feel a little bit weird. Do feel a little bit weird. What did those look like? Need NVIDIA keeps going down. Yeah, it's a tough ask to want to go long on something. It really is. And of course, our one short was really going to be Apple, and Apple just ripped up. So I guess we had two short opportunities, right? We had Apple and we had Meta, but Meta just never retraced for us. But yeah, that would be, I think that would be a little tough either way, to be honest with you. Let's see what TSM does. It's really the only play right now that I think looks anywhere near good. It's a bit unfortunate NVIDIA didn't push up to break that high. Heading out in a trades for you. I don't blame you, man. I really don't blame you. Like I said, Meta on the retrace, I think, could still be good, assuming we kind of continue pushing down. Yeah, everything else today is just really not it. AMD still could be good. I think if you're looking for AMD to go long on, you probably want to wait till we break this 155.13 high. AVGO wasn't off demand yet, no. And probably on the higher time frames it is, so could consider like that your break and look for longs there, but yeah, see if Nvidia pushes back up. Everything just feels like the market's in kind of a strange place right now and doesn't really know where exactly it wants to go, which is never a fun thing to trade in. So we'll just see what it does. Yeah, no, not really a single trade here that I'm feeling confident in as of now. So TSM looks like it's going to keep going down. Just do not know. Do not know. Maybe I'll just wait for my dog just slobbered all over me. I don't have a single. Okay. AMD breaks that high. That could still be good. You essentially be looking at like something like this if we get a candle close above. Still give you 1.3, which I think would be good. But yeah, outside of that, not much. AMD did get at least a 1 minute. I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think we'll call it there. Like I said, really just nothing I'm a fan of here. So yeah, I think we'll call it. Good day to be patient on, because there's a lot of potential opportunities that ended up not working out. So if you stayed patient today, give yourself a pat on the back. But yeah, I think we'll rock with that. Keep an eye on AMD. I will as well. But yeah, for Freedom Team guys, I will see you Friday. And for the rest of you, I'll see you next Wednesday. But yeah, appreciate you guys. And I will see you soon.